Here I added all the changes that we need to enable IBC transfers in the RPS chain. So you will need all these imports that I have here, the capability module, then the IBC transfer module, obviously, and then some imports from IBC core functionality, and also the IBC tendermint like client. Then we'll have to add the corresponding permissions for the IBC transfer module. You will need to have minter and burner permissions. As we saw in the theory, the IBC module is going to escrow some funds, and when receiving an IBC transfer from another chain, is going to mint some IBC vouchers. And when we send back the IBC voucher to the original chain, it will have to burn those IBC vouchers. So that's why we need those permissions. Then we have to add some memory keys to our application, and all these keepers, a capability keeper, an IBC keeper, transfer keeper, and two scoped keepers, one for IBC and another one for the transfer functionality. And then it's just adding the corresponding store keys for the modules, the IBC exported store key, IBC transfer, and capability. Adding the memory store keys for the capability module, and including here the memory keys. And then initializing the keepers. Here's the capability keeper, the scope keepers. Then we have to seal the capability keeper. And here we have the instantiation of the IBC keeper and the transfer keeper. And then we create this IBC router. What this allows us is to create a stack of different, we are later are going to define our custom middleware, but when you receive an IBC transfer or send an IBC transfer, you can set up different middlewares that will execute before receiving or sending an IBC transfer. So here we're just adding a transfer stack that is needed for allowing us to perform an IBC transfer. And you see that we are just adding to the IBC router this transfer stack. And then you have to seal the router, and after that is just adding to the module manager the capability and IBC related modules, and also the like client module, and adding the corresponding modules for the begin blockers, the end blockers, and the init genesis and export genesis. Here we are mounting the memory store the same as with the other stores, but we have to add this memory store, and then just setting the scope keepers to the application scope keepers. And down here within the init params keeper, we have to set the subspace for the IBC transfer and IBC exported module. Let's check if this compiles. We can initialize the chain and make sure that everything is working. The application is not panic, so it seems to be everything right up. But to be sure that we did this properly, we have to actually test it. So we'll have to set up a relayer and connect with another chain and send some funds via IBC. So let's tackle that.